Okay, Ms. Maczka, you're first for this one. The city of Richardson has been under water restrictions for over a year. What can the city do to make easing these restrictions possible?
Well, the reality is that I don't see us ever going back to the way that we have always done business. Water restrictions are the reality of the future. Water is our most stressed resource right now. And as Richardson, I think as a mayor, what I've got to do and what we've got to encourage the council is conservation. We've got to come up with ideas to encourage conservation. Now, the next obvious statement is we are part of the North Texas Municipal Water District. And the way that the current system operates is somewhat counterintuitive to conservation. But this is an opportunity for Richardson to be a leader, to encourage and reward conservation, yet at the same time work with the other member cities, because we have been in discussions, because in order to make any significant change in how we manage this requires the unanimous buy-in from all the member cities. We have gone to the table with our neighboring communities, and I think that this is where my relationships throughout the region that I have been working on will be helpful, because we will be able to come together as leaders from all these communities to try to work on solutions for what is going to be a long-term problem.
So for the most part, I think we're very close on this one. We both believe that conservation is important. It is a reality to the way that we move our city forward, and quite frankly, the way the entire region has to behave. The water district thing, though, is a bigger problem, I think, than maybe what's being led on here. And I think that it's important that we not only identify what the problem is, but try to begin working very proactively on a solution. First of all, we are all told to conserve. You are told as residents to conserve. And at the end of the day, what happens is if we don't buy enough water as a city from the water district because they have a certain amount that they want us to buy, it's called a take or pay system, then at the end of the day, we still write a check for water that we never used. It's a system that doesn't really make a lot of sense, because at the water district level, they should also want us to conserve. And so what we absolutely have to do is we have to create a program that makes sense for every single one of the cities, and that could actually allow us to be able to conserve and not be paying extra for all that water that we're not utilizing. There's an opportunity here to have potentially a leadership role in the region. As Richardson's mayor, I think the question becomes which one of the two of us have proven that we can actually go out and get multiple mayors together all on one page. There's only one of us that's actually done that so far. In 2011, I had the opportunity to bring 40 mayors together to join us in a program that we started right here in Richardson. And the idea is that if you have the ability to bring mayors together, then you have the ability to solve problems like this that cross all the different cities in our municipal water district.
Ms. Maczka?
Well, the rebuttal would be the fact that I, too, have been able to gather a group of regional leaders around an issue. And it's not water, it's transportation. But I led the charge to bring all of the elected officials, including the mayors, from all of the cities from LBJ North to be involved in a study that's going to be taking place by the Texas Department of Transportation on US 75. This was my idea. We hosted it here. And not only did we bring the mayors, but we brought the council members here as well. And through this process, we have been able to be proactive approaching what I would say is arguably the most pressing issue facing this region is transportation. We are going to be at the table. We are providing information to TxDOT before they come to us with a plan. And so, again, I have a proven statement and a proven example of where I have, in fact, led leaders throughout the region in a very complicated program with divergent interests, and to be able to come up with a unified voice.
Mr. Omar?
The proof that Laura was mentioning there was that she actually hosted, and we as a city hosted the meeting to discuss what was going to happen for 75. So the big kind of accomplishment was convincing other cities that when they finally met to discuss what's going to happen with the study, that meeting took place here in Richardson. That was the big accomplishment. You know, in our case, when we were able to bring 40 cities together, it wasn't just to meet, it was actually to do something. And in this particular case, with water, we can't just hope to host a meeting about water and have them all come to Richardson and call that a victory. We've got to figure out a way where we don't, as a city, pay $1 million a year for water that we're not even using. That's real money. That's the kind of money that fixes roads. And I have the proven track record to be able to bring mayors together and solve these kinds of problems.